Whether you're feeding an army or making dinner for two, you can't go wrong with pasta. Why? The possibilities are endless. You can make a different pasta dish every day for 30 days and never have the same thing twice. First, choose your nude. There are hundreds of different possibilities for nudes. Tons. And then your sauce. Is it a red sauce? Is it a green sauce? Is it a cream sauce? Is it a liquid sauce? Sauce. Again, endless possibilities. That's what we're doing today, is we're taking one of those endless possibilities and we're making a dish. We are making an egg noodle dish, there's my nude, in a creamy white sauce. There's my sauce. The hook in the middle, I'm adding meatballs to mine. Meatballs. Who doesn't like meatballs? Especially in pasta. Should we start cooking? Yeah? Let's do it. Ground beef. I am doing a 97.3. No, what am I doing? 93.7. So 93% lean, 7% fat. Comes from that skinny cow. We've talked about the skinny cow before. I like the skinny cow. That's what we're doing. To that hamburger, chopped onion. Yellow onion is what I'm using this time. Again, choose your onion. Panko breadcrumbs. Again, you can use seasoned breadcrumbs. You can use not panko, but use regular breadcrumbs. In it goes. Salt and pepper. And that binder, an egg. That's it. So simple. All right, we're gonna mix that up and make some balls. We've got that mixed up really well. Go ahead and fire this bad boy up. Now, the meatballs are going to essentially cook in the sauce, so you don't have to cook them through completely. We're just gonna basically sear all sides and then go on from there. You do wanna try to make sure that they are all at least the same size. That way they cook the same amount of time. Let's start putting those in there. And just make sure you leave some space around them because you are gonna flip them around. We don't want to overcrowd. When you first put them in there though, try not to move them because otherwise they will stick to the bottom of the pan. You got to let them kind of sear a little bit before you try to move them. That's a fair amount of balls. Let's take a look at these guys and see how they're coming along. Ooh, see that right there? That's what we want. We're just going to flip them around. Easier said than done, as always. Those are browning up perfectly. And because we let them sear before we flipped them, they're not sticking at all. They're turning over absolutely wonderfully. Because they are going to cook in the sauce, I'm only going to cook them about 80% of the way. All right, we're going to go ahead and take the meatballs out of the pan now. They are about 85 to 90% of the way done. Remember, they're going to go back in the pan, so don't worry. If you are doubtful, if you worry about the pink, you can cook them as long as you want. Maybe just don't put them in right back. Don't put them back in right away. Let them sit for a little bit longer. Otherwise, they'll overcook and then you'll just end up with a dry meatball. And all those little nibbly bits that you see on the bottom of the pan, those are all going to come off as soon as we add some liquid to that pan. So don't worry about that either. Whew. Hot. And then just kind of scrape along the bottom and it just brings up those little bits that we had in there. Okay, we want to bring this up to a boil. As soon as it starts to boil, we're going to add the egg noodles, the mushroom, the meatballs, cap it off and let it simmer. Oh gosh, that smells really good. It's that Wash Your Sister sauce. I love that stuff. Oh, any type of beef dish, anytime you cook beef, add it. And it just makes it better. I don't know why. I love these one pan meals. Go check out Annie's Smoking Pot if you haven't. If this is your first video you've watched with me, go check out some of my other ones. I have another one where I did a sausage and shrimp in the one pan, and it was heavenly. It was absolutely fantastic. And you only have one pot to wash when you're all done. Oh, it's almost there. Let's go ahead and add the rest of our stuff. So add your mushrooms and your egg noodles. Sink those down in there. And then we're going to add our meatballs back in. Bring it back up to a boil. Add them gently. Don't just dump them in there. You could, but boy, always be gentle with them. You just go dumping your balls in there, they're going to break up or you're going to splitty splatty and it's not good. Be gentle with your balls. Oh, you can smell that vermouth. All right, we've got those in there. There's that boil we want. We're going to go ahead and cap it off. I don't know why I say that. Put your lid on, turn it down, and we're gonna let it simmer for about 8 to 10 minutes, just until that pasta is done. So obviously, based on the pasta you use, look at the instructions on how long it's meant to boil for, but end it 2 minutes early. Whatever your package says, stop it 2 minutes early, because it will continue to residual cook even when you take it out and put it on your plate. And it will be perfect if you do that 2 minutes. Just let it go 2 minutes less than it says. So I'll meet you back here in about 8 to 10 minutes. We're about halfway through our cook time. So I've gotten in there and I'm giving it a stir, which you're gonna wanna do. And then also I'm gonna go ahead and leave the lid off now, because now we're gonna go ahead and just let it boil to thicken up. So we've still got about 5 minutes or so on our cook time, but we'll meet back here again. But I just want to let you know, take that lid off. Everything looks great. So now we've got one more thing to do before it's done. Remember that shredded cheese that we grabbed earlier? Going in. That's going to help it thicken up just a little bit more, and it's gonna taste delicious. One pan pasta. Can't go wrong. We are done. Let's dish up and see how it looks. Those noodles are cooked just absolutely perfect. They've still got a little bit of chew to them, so they're not quite al dente, but they're definitely not cooked through. They're just perfect, just the way you want it. Got some meatballs. Oh, you can smell that vermouth that we put in there. Smells absolutely just decadent. A little bit of that sauce right over the top. And there you have it. It is a one pan pasta. Endless possibilities. Now remember, it did just come out of that pan. It's gonna be hot. Let's cut one of those meatballs just so you can see what I'm talking about as far as the fact that no pink at all. It got cooked perfectly in that sauce. Wow, so good. That was so, it's still burning. Ooh, that was hot. Let it rest a little bit before you do what I just did, but enjoy. Thanks for watching as always. Until next time, bye.